This is class 11, chapter 27, Hyperbola. We are going to see hyperbola equation, derivation, proof. As we have discussed already, x square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1. This is equation of hyperbola. And I told you what is the definition of hyperbola, that you take any point on hyperbola, its distance from two fixed points, that is focus 1 and focus 2. The difference of distance, you can take any other point, always the difference of the distance will be constant. This is one of the definition which we have earlier discussed about hyperbola. I also told you about two types of hyperbola, because hyperbola is quite close to ellipse. So this is transverse, which was horizontal ellipse, and this one, and let me tell you, most of the formulas, expressions will be exactly similar to ellipse. This one is the conjugate or vertical ellipse kind of thing. How does this formula comes? We are going to discuss this. All these which we have already discussed, you will be knowing how these formula, expression, terms have come actually. This equation we are going to derive. This is one of the picture I will be using, and you have to concentrate here also sometimes, and we will be making this diagram. The initial thing is any conic section, whichever conic section is available, the definition is same for each of them. That is, the movement of the point or locus of that point from the distance of that point from a fixed point, which is focus. Let us name it as S. So a point is moving such that its distance from a fixed point, which we are calling as focus, and its distance from a fixed line, we are calling it as a directrix. So the distance of this point from a point and a line, right, the ratio has to be equal to some constant. If I call this point as P, which is moving, S is fixed point focus, and N is say a distance, PM is the distance of this P point from this fixed line directrix, then we have a ratio. That ratio is nothing but the definition of any conic section. SP distance by PM distance is equal to E. If the eccentricity is equal to 1, this conic section is going to be parabola. Eccentricity is less than 1, it will become, the figure will be something like this. It will be E less than 1, that means we are talking about ellipse, and when E is greater than 1, we are talking about hyperbola. Exactly hyperbola we are going to discuss today. So this definition we are going to use and also prove. So I'll do some constructions here, and you need to know one thing very in detail, how to internally or externally divide a line. So this I am pointing as a focus, which is a fixed point. I am making a line also, which I told you that these two are very important things. One is the fixed point, focus. One is the fixed line, which you see here also. The fixed line is directrix. So let us draw a line which is joining these two and perpendicular, that is, we are having a perpendicular distance kind of thing. Let us say this line is ZK. K is the point where these two intersect. S is our focus. Now this KS, we are going to divide it internally in certain ratio. E is to 1. E ratio 1. So if I say I take any random line, want to divide it into say 2 is to 3, 1 is to 4, like this. So we have a point here which is A, such that SA by AK is E is to 1. So A is dividing this line KS, internally dividing, so that we can write the ratio in a form like SA by AK is E is to 1. So the A point is internal to SK line. So we are internally dividing it. Okay, so SA by AK is equal to E/1, E divided by 1. So we are internally dividing it through A. So cross multiply, SA equals EAK. This is equation number 1. We are going to use it. Second situation. Now we are dividing this KS line externally. Dividing this line externally. So let us say that the point here is A dash. A dash. Okay, A and A dash also will find out some relationship between them. But for right now, I am extending this SK. We are extending it to certain point A dash such that there is again a relationship which is E/1. So SA dash by A dash K, SA dash total line divided by A dash K, that is the K extended to A dash, is equal to E/1. As I told you, internal, external, you need to know how to divide the line. So again, let's cross multiply. SA dash is going to be equal to E into A dash K, E into A dash K. So now we have two equations and we are going to add them, subtract them, and two things I am going to get. I told you two things are very important, you'll just realize. We will add equation number 2 with equation number 1. So 2 and 1 I am adding. So before this, I have to tell you one thing. Just let me write the equation and then I'll go back. SA plus SA dash equals, left hand side we are adding, now we are adding the right hand side, EAK plus EA dash K. So this SA and SA dash, now take this A and A dash. A is the internal point of internally dividing, A dash is externally dividing. Okay, so I will have a point C. I am by myself putting a point C, which I'll take later as the origin or 0, 0, and this C point, which is the center point of A dash. Please remember, A and A dash are the 2 points we got internally, externally, and this, the center of this, I am taking it as C. C is the center of A dash, such that, because it is the middle point, if you take perpendicular bisector of A dash, you'll get C. This C point is what? CA dash and CA, I'm taking it as AA because it is the center point. So I'm saying AA dash is 2A, total AA dash, such that CA and CA dash are independently equal to A. So CA and CA dash independently equal to A, right? So CA dash, if you add, it will be AA dash, which you are taking as 2A. This point is very important because all other derivation will depend on this. Okay, now we have added these two. Now let us try to write SA as dash in different manner. SA, I can write it as SA, take whole, that is, SA can be written as CS total, and in just subtract CA. CS, if you subtract CA, you are going to get SA. Similarly, SA dash. Now, how to write SA dash? So just add CS with A dash C or CA dash. You're going to get SA dash. Now take E common from these two. In place of AK, I can write what? AK, this A and K. Can I write it in this sum form? CA minus CK. If you subtract CK from CA, you are going to get AK. Now A dash K. Similarly, A dash K from here to here. A dash K can be written as A dash C plus CK or CA dash plus CK. Right? I'm just taking the parts and adding them, or taking the parts and subtracting them, so that we get this above equation. Now if you see, CS minus CA, CA minus CA and CA dash are equal. They get cancelled because they are A and A. Here you get CK gets cancelled. So you'll get E into the CA and CA dash as what? They are A. So CA is A, CA dash is A. When you add them, you're going to get 2A. So just cancel these 2. You'll get CS. I'm cancelling 2. So CS will be equal to AE. CS will be AE. So C, if you take it as 0, 0, the point S, that is the focus, is AE, the distance. So coordinate of S, if you take C as origin, it will be AE, 0. So I hope you got the idea. I wanted this focus point and I got it. I told you I wanted focus and I want this distance. I can have an equation of any conic section. So one thing we have got S point, which is AE, 0. Now I am taking, I want the other parameter also, because I want to have an equation. So second thing I'm going to do is to subtract these two equations. I had 1 and 2. So I will subtract 1 from 2. That means 2 minus 1 I'm going to do. What are we going to get? SA dash minus SA equals E, take E common, and here you get A dash K minus AK. So whatever we have done in the first part, we are going to write it here. SA dash was CS plus CA dash. You remember? CS plus CA dash is SA dash, and takes minus, what is SA? SA we wrote it as CS minus CA. So it is CS minus CA. E. A dash K was what? A dash K was CA dash plus CK. Is CA dash plus CK. So just write CA dash plus CK. I'm just taking what we have done in the first part. So I'm just taking it here. Minus, what was AK? AK was CA minus CK. CA minus CK, just write it here. Okay, now expand it, means open the brackets. CS plus CA dash minus CS plus CA equals E. CA dash plus CK minus CA plus CK. CS gets cancelled. CA dash is A, CA is A, it's 2A. Okay, CA and CA dash both are A. You take them as 2A. Now what about this CA dash CA gets cancelled? You will get 2CK. So E into 2CK you can write. 2 gets cancelled. Take E in the denominator. You will get CK as A by E. CK as A by E. Now second thing also you wanted and we got it. CK is the distance from the center to the directrix. So the point K is A by E, 0 if I take C as 0, 0 or origin. So both the points we have. Now I'm going to take you again to the discussion we had, that initially I told you any conic section means the movement or the locus of the point which have a fixed distance from a fixed point, a distance from the fixed point and the distance from a fixed line, the ratio is going to be E, eccentricity. So this point PXY I'm taking its distance from the directrix, which is PM, and the distance of this P point from the focus, which is PS. So SP by PM, this SP by PM is going to be equal to E. So SP is going to be equal to E into PM. Now we'll square it also. I told you this S point we just got as AE, 0. And this, what about this point? We know from C to K it's A by E. We already know, we just got it. From C to K, the K point is A by E, 0. If C is 0, 0, then K point is A by E, 0. This point is A by E, 0. Okay, I'm talking about this. So if I take any point X, Y, that means from C to that point, it's X. From the origin, or say Y-axis, the point is X. And this M distance, I want actually PM. I don't want the distance of P from this origin. The X coordinate and we have A by E as this point. So total distance is x and CK is A by E. If I want just PM, I can subtract AE from x minus AE, or you can say the C. Let me tell you again. I am saying if I take this x from C to this total point is x, total distance is x, and we want this perpendicular distance only. So we have extra CK, we have to subtract this extra CK, which is A by E. So if I subtract this x, means subtract this AE, A by E from x, I'm going to get the perpendicular distance PM. X minus AE is P, perpendicular distance to the directrix. So SP is what? It's simple distance formula. XY is what we have taken, and S point is AE comma 0. This is AE comma 0. Now you know how to find out the distance between these 2 points. So I'm just squaring this. I don't want the to deal with the square root, so I'm squaring it. SP square equals E square PM square. What is SP? X minus AE whole square. That's it, this minus this whole square, and Y minus 0 whole square. I'm not writing Y, it's simply Y square, equals, what is PM square? What is PM square? PM I told you, X minus AE is the distance. Now square it. Okay. Now we are going to rearrange. And I told you earlier when we were discussing ellipse, I actually solved it. So I'm just writing it directly because we have done it already. You know how to do this. So x square by a square minus y square by a square into e square minus 1 equals 1. I have just rearranged, nothing else. Square, open, rearrange, where b square is equal to a square e square minus 1. So this is your equation. This is the equation of hyperbola. X square by a square minus y square by b square equals 1 is your ellipse. We just rearrange the sp square equals e square pm square, and this is the standard form of hyperbola, standard form. If you want to find x from this equation, what are you going to get? Plus minus, I'm taking this equation only, plus minus a by b under root y square plus b square. If you want to find out y, how to find y, it will be plus minus b by a under root x square minus a square. So these are certain things. So we have various things here. We have symmetry here. Actually, I'm going to do in the next discussion, I'm going to tell you what are the vertex, what are the focuses, what is the latest rectum. Everything we are going to discuss in the next discussion. This discussion was only about finding out the equation, because by devising or proving this equation, we got to know all the, you know, the focus now. I didn't tell you, you know the latest rectum, you know all the criteria here, right? So that we are going to discuss in the next discussion. So till then, thank you so much and take care of yourself.